Hello there, Roger Royce. I'm a corporate and tax partner with Haynes Boone, Palo Alto, California. And today I want to talk to you about California's version of the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, you've probably heard about the Corporate Transparency Act, CTA, at the federal level, which requires companies, most companies in the US, probably all startups, almost all, to provide information to FinCEN on the beneficial owners of the companies. And this is to prevent tax evasion, money laundering, etc. And you've heard a lot about that. It's been several years we've been talking about it. It went into effect this year. We're trying to sort through all the ambiguities of that law. But if you're in California, if you're doing business in California, there is something far broader to worry about in terms of beneficial ownership reporting. And that's California's Senate Bill SB 1201, which is California's version of the federal CTA, which, if enacted, has not yet been enacted. It passed the Senate, passed the House. It hasn't been signed into law yet. But if it is, it imposes on all domestic and foreign LLCs and corporations an obligation to provide information on beneficial owners. Now, you might say, well, what's the big deal? We have to do that for FinCEN anyway. Well, the big deal is, unlike the federal rule, this information is going to be public. Okay, so no longer can you hide behind, if enacted, one of these entities. Now, I have a lot of clients who are well-known, high-profile Silicon Valley people, and they don't really want, for example, people to know where their residence is. So we'll drop it into an entity. Well, if enacted, they're going to have to disclose the beneficial owner of that entity. And beneficial owner is defined as anyone with 25% or more of the equity, or anyone who exercises substantial control over the entity. So we've got, again, all the same ambiguities and issues that we have with the federal law. How do you know who owns your company? What if you have changes in ownership? What if you have changes in control? What if the company dissolves, etc.? If enacted, the California law would take effect January 1, 2026. So we'll have some time, but you're hearing about it here first. Now, there's some other aspects of this law that have largely been unreported, but just recently the law was amended. Not only it tacked on a provision that not only, of course, would we have the beneficial ownership reporting, but it also authorizes the Secretary of State to increase the fees that companies pay in the state to cover the compliance costs of this additional reporting. So not only do you have to report, you got to pay for it too, right? So not only do you get shot, you got to pay for the bullet in California. So there you go. Again, it's early. It's not been enacted. There's probably still time to lobby your representative and tell them what a bad idea this is. If you believe that beneficial owners should not be disclosed to the public before the bill gets enacted. Now, currently, under current law, keep in mind, companies do report who their management is. LLCs report their managers, corporations report their management as well, including the names and business addresses of the officers. So, this is an expansion to owners. It's not like these companies are completely transparent or completely opaque. So that's it. That's Senate Bill 1201, California. This is Roger Royce with the 10,000 Startups podcast. Stay tuned if you'd like to hear more about status of this bill as well as other startup developments.